and maybe like a bullet casing or something in the ground right there. Where are we? San Bernardino, visiting Baker Eggs Derek. View, big chunky potholes, crappy road right there. And then maybe that sticks with me for the next time I go ride along here. Maybe the next time I'm in that exact situation and I'm deciding, do I want to scooch to the right or the left? And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember there's big potholes up here. It's nasty. Let me go to the left side instead, right? So notice, look at it here as you're approaching. Make that decision. Do you want to go in the left or the right? This time I like the right side again. So I stop myself right here. I'm watching this vehicle that's about to pass me on the right there. So you don't want to ever be too far over that line, because then you got these vehicles in the turn lane, scrape your leg off. But now I can identify the road once again. Looks like some more chunky parts of the road where the traffic actuated signals are, as well as a big old pothole right there where the crossing paint is, and maybe like a bullet casing or something in the ground right there. Where are we? San Bernardino, visiting Baker Eggs Derek. But now notice there's another big pothole, right? So maybe that right side is consistently a bad option to choose. Maybe I should be going on the left side instead, where the road isn't as beat up and have a little bit better experience. So things to look ahead and identify and think about as you're cruising. And I want to just kind of I don't know, point out that this is advanced stuff. This is advanced mental practices and riding habits to get into. Obviously, when you're first starting out, you're going to be so overwhelmed and overstimulated by everything else going on. The last thing you're probably looking at or worrying about is little divots in the road and potholes and stuff like that. But as you gain experience, this is stuff I want you to try to implement. Once you feel comfortable that you can already identify the obvious stuff, the big moving boxes that'll kill you, and all of those kind of obvious things, then you can start looking a little more zoomed in, a little more detailed, and being aware of all that other stuff too. That way you're not just prepared for the big obvious threats, but also the little detailed issues you might encounter. The little things. Hi, Goose. I don't know who the artist is. Maybe somebody can let me know in the comments, but there's all these big geese, giant goose sculptures, statues all around Longmont. Might even have them up in Loveland these days, I don't know. But some artists made them all, and they're all painted up in different styles and colors and ways. Pretty cool. And they're all just kind of hiding around town. So notice here, I went to the right the last few times for my potential escape route. So this time I'm trying the left side. Notice how my front tire, my bike is already angled and lined up to just go right through this gap. It's not lined up, pointed at the truck. That way I don't have to try to get going and steer and go in the gap. I'm just free to let the clutch out, give it gas, and go, right? Straight line, get out of there. You're not gonna have very much of any time to make all these adjustments and make all these moves, right? You need to just be ready to go and be able to go. As little moves as possible, as quickly as possible. Just be able to do one thing and get out of there and save your life, right? So once again, notice I stop back a little bit with enough room to get going, and I angle my bike pointed around the truck. That way, if I was to glance in my mirrors, see somebody flying up on me at 40 miles an hour, I can see that rate of speed, I can tell they're not gonna stop, and I can just go zoom right through there. And I'll probably hear this loud explosion behind me and feel the pressure and have all this debris showering on me, but at least I'm not in the middle of that Oreo cookie getting smashed. Now Here's another city riding tip on your motorcycle. I know I'm headed to get some food up here, so I can already start making some lane adjustments ahead of time, right? The earlier the better. That way I don't have to do any like last minute crazy adjustments. I'm checking my mirrors, I'm reducing my speed, I'm downshifting, I'm looking through my turn, making sure there's nothing coming right at me as I turn into this area. Coming around the corner here, saying hi to the other fellow bikers. Cruising on through. Uh-oh. Wahoo's Tacos pickup. Ooh, okay. Well, we'll try and make a little adjustment then. Little adjustment. Go park right across the way instead. And just like that. And just like that. And just like that. And that's how you ride a motorcycle. How you doing, brother?
How fast is 0 to 60 on that?
Oh man, once upon a time really fast. These days it's kind of struggling a little bit, so yeah, it's got quite a few miles on it, so it doesn't get going as quick as it used to, but
when I was young, a long time ago, a friend had a Kawasaki down in Hilton,
okay,
and I had a little Yamaha 125.
sure,
So I didn't really have an understanding of what a real bike was. And it was on the cul-de-sac. He said, let me show you. Just lean forward, fucking whip that thing up.
right,
I was stunned.
yeah, just gone,
Gone.
yeah,
I mean, it was a good thing I never got on that bike.
right,
I just flipped right off.
yeah, they're really intense. Yeah, this is the 636, so it's like that 600 class, but they're tuned to deal with like 750 range, but even the 900s, thousands is a whole nother level. But yeah, this thing will still get up pretty good, but those 900s and leader bikes will just, yeah, they're gone. But yeah, I'm actually an instructor, so I teach a lot of people on like 250s and 300s and stuff, and even on those, some of the students, they whiskey throttle it and take off. So you're like, I'm really glad you're on a little thing, because a big bike you'd probably be dead, you know. So yeah, it's sketchy, but yeah, right on, brother. What's your name? Mark, I'm Cory. Nice to meet you, man. Let's go get some grub.